Oh, boy, you're going to love this segment, everyone. In August, President Trump signed an executive order directing that this is my favorite executive order, all federal public buildings re-embrace classical architecture.
And not a moment too soon, considering what modern architecture has done to Washington, D.C. and beyond. Let's take a look at some of these hideous buildings.
Unbelievable.
Starting off in the first two. And this is pure communist architecture. Department of Labor and the Department of, what is this? The Department of Education.
Brutalist.
Both of which are brutalist, anti-human, communist architecture. And then, of course, we also have the National Museum of African American History that looks like an asteroid from outer space landed and sort of halfway exploded.
It's an abomination.
An abomination.
Truly an abomination.
But let's also look out in Chicago, where President Obama is creating his presidential center. This monstrosity that we keep tracking, there's actually people on the web that have compared this to the Star Wars Death Star building.
And he definitely does not love the South Side.
It looks like a giant concrete porta potty or a trash can.
They say architecturally, Charlie, it's modernist.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
or porta potty.
We have Trump making architecture great again, trying to bring back classical architecture, and with his latest idea being the Arc de Triomphe that would meld in very nicely with the other monuments.
And he was asked, by the way, who would this, by the way, people are already calling it the Arc of Trump. It's just, let's just admit that that's happening. And then they asked him, well, who will it be dedicated to? And he said, me. What's it in honor of? Me.
You look at the details that we know, modeled after French Arc de Triomphe, to be constructed on the Arlington, Virginia side of the Arlington Memorial Bridge, going to be part of the 250th and the gateway to Washington. This one's really interesting because I drive past Memorial, the GW Parkway, Memorial Bridge almost every day for the last 30 years, and there's just a roundabout with nothing but grass. And for years, no one's thought to do anything.
And he's been noting that.
Now, it would, as you look at that drawing up there, Charlie, as you see Mr. Lincoln looking across into Virginia, you now will have this Arc de Triomphe on the other side.
This will go.
All right, let's bring in the Chief Protocol, U.S. Chief Protocol and Trump Administration Representative to America, 250, Monica Crowley. Monica, this is really, we've been very excited about this because here again, President Trump steps in and sees something that will simply make Washington, our nation's capital, more beautiful, more special, more attractive. What can you tell us?
Well, good morning, guys. Yeah, this is one of the fantastic benefits of having President Trump, the builder, in office. So from reimagining the Rose Garden to adorning the Oval Office and the Cabinet Room with presidential portraits and gilded features, to creating the Presidential Walk of Fame on the Colonnade, to renovating the Palm Room, to establishing the two massive American flags on the north and south lawns, to the construction of a new White House ballroom, now to the new Triumphal Arch that he is proposing. All his ideas. President Trump never stops thinking about ways to beautify and improve the People's House, the White House, the People's Capital, Washington, D.C., and America more generally. You know what? Washington, D.C. is the only major Western capital that does not have a triumphal arch. And you never want to tell President Trump that America is the only country that doesn't have something beautiful and magnificent. So he has proposed this idea. It is going to be situated directly between Arlington National Cemetery and the Lincoln Memorial. And once it is built to commemorate America's 250th birthday, it is going to be absolutely spectacular.
Monica, why is architecture and beauty such an important part of a country?
Well, you know, we used to build beautiful things. This magnificent structure behind me, the White House, is absolutely gorgeous and historic. And over time, we've kind of lost that aesthetic of making our country beautiful. I think the last president to really kind of focus on this was President Eisenhower, where he wanted to beautify America's highway system and really put a lot of effort and resources into that. But again, you have President Trump in office, who is a real estate developer, tremendously successful, a builder, and he has such a keen eye for aesthetics and detail that I think when he first got to Washington, he looked around and said, what's with all the Soviet architecture?
Yes.
This is soul crushing. And we want to make sure that America's capital is a real gem, not just for the American people, but for the world. The world comes here as well.
That's right.
And he said, I'm going to take it upon myself to make all of these renovations, to build these new structures, and to really beautify the people's capital.
Yeah, an executive order to get rid of ugly buildings. I'm so for it. Good on you, President Trump. And again, it sends a great message to the world. And truth and beauty go together. We love that. And we appreciate you joining us, giving us the lowdown.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
And helping us break down what our president is doing to make our capital, our nation's capital, beautiful again. Thanks a lot, Monica.
You bet.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.